Hi everyone, welcome back to Swift YouTube. Today is a deep dive into the first boss of the World of Warcraft Dragonflight's Mega Dungeon. This first boss is Chronikar, so I'm just gonna go through the different spells that he casts and the mechanics and what you should be doing while taking on the boss. Okay, I'm just gonna run the video and then pause at certain points to explain. Okay, so here the setting is basically a public setting. Everyone is we're not from the same guilds or anything. It's all PUBGs. So I'm basically playing the tank role in this instance. Okay, we fast forward. Okay, so at the start, let's start off by speaking about the first move that the boss is going to cast. So the first move is basically known as Sandstorm. When you start the raid, right? When you start the dungeon, the first move probably will be Sandstorm. Stomp. Okay. So if you notice the different characters that your teammates that we have on the screen here, Sandstorm basically casts a ring around each player. Okay, and then what happens after that, maybe about 5 seconds, it places a withering sand pool around the room that you last stood on. So basically what happens is after the timer finishes, yeah, that's when you see the orange color sand pools. When you stand on those sand pools, basically you get damage every 2 seconds, and you remove your movement speed is reduced by 15%, and haste is reduced by 25%. So it's best not to stand on it while fighting, or else you just be dead in the end. Okay. So the strategy for this is to try and arrange your withering sand pools by the side of the arena. Okay, so yeah, so in this instance, the sand pools isn't really that good of a placement because we are not really maximizing the space. Also do note that when this sandstorm happens, you can actually go all the way to the edge without falling off, and that makes your sand pools maybe take up less space by about half. So if you see my sand pool, right, it's only actually a semicircle, whereas if you see the maybe the paladin sand pool, he's one entire circle here. So it's better to just place it at the side and then we rotate. So how the boss is going to be fought is by rotating in maybe a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So then you can basically try to place the sand pools around the arena at the side, and then at the center is where you can move about. Okay, so I'll explain more about the center later because that will be used for the second cast move, okay, which is called Eon Shatter. So we'll just move on. Okay, so Eon Shatter, right? Basically, this is a 3-part move. First of all, he will be casting this big circle on 2 random members. The members will basically have this yellow arrow on top of their heads. So Eon Shatter happens in three phases. The first phase is he'll cast this circle. Once it locks, the boss will jump on to one of the players with this yellow arrow, and then now you see the jump. So and then he once he jumps, basically he will cast something like the sand pools as well. So be sure to try and avoid the area of effect when he jumps. Before he jumps, there will be sort of a locking mechanism to tell you that okay, this ring is locked. He's gonna be jumping on you. Before he jumps, you gotta get out of that area. Okay, and then once he jumps, he'll cast this orbs thing, which is called Eon Shatter. So everyone has to basically avoid the orbs, or else you'll be taking like almost a half HP damage. Also do take note, you see, if you don't avoid that jump, you basically get killed here. Okay, so you gotta avoid. And then lastly, there's this yellow light that appears here. This is where you gotta get at least one player to soak damage. Soak meaning you have to take the damage after the boss casts that jump move. This soak, it's called I think it's Eon Residue. So you gotta move the character into this area to soak the damage, and then you'll probably be fine. See, I didn't really take that much damage, I think, but I mean, I think my healer was also healing me, so yeah. So once he casts that again, you're gonna get into that zone. See that zone there, this lighted zone. Yep, and then soak damage. So you just need maybe one person to get in and soak the damage, and then everyone else can DPS from there. Okay, and then the cycle continues. So after this is the sand pools again. So on here, see, if you, I mean, the positioning could have been better. The players here could have gone either behind me or in front here to utilize the space more, I guess. Yeah, so as the fight goes on, you notice that I'm going in a clockwise direction. This is basically clockwise or anti-clockwise. This is the best way to sort of play, because it takes up less space when you sand pool. So at this point, you can see almost maybe half the room on the side is filled out with sand pools. If you fill the center with sand pools, it's gonna get a lot more difficult to move and maneuver around when you cast he casts that Eon Shatter. Is it Eon Shatter? Yeah, yep. So that's Eon Shatter. He's gonna cast and he's gonna jump. Once he jumps, somebody's gonna go soak. Okay, good. And then the second jump, soak. Third jump, soak. And then the cycle continues. Yep. And now we come back to the sand pools. So we go back to the corner. And now you see, if you basically don't position properly, right? Basically, all my team members are surrounding me. So I've got to run all the way here to get out of the sand pool. So between here and here, I'll be getting maybe about 15% of movement speed reduction every single second. So you see, slow, and then I've got to jump. Okay, then the last one of the things to note for tanks is that I think he'll cast some move that I can't remember, which will bring your health bar from green to dark green. So for tanks, you got to either depend on your healer to heal you. This black green bar will basically go away after a while, so you got to try and defensively heal yourself, or the healer has got to heal you. So do take note for that. Yeah, see, I'm basically healing myself after that cast. I can't remember what's that move. Oh, Chrono Shear. Yeah, okay, so the cast is called Chrono Shear. So he casts Chrono Shear on tanks, and then when he does that, you gotta mitigate the effect by pressing one of your healing moves or defensive moves. Yep, and then this is probably the fourth or the third sandstorm. Again, and then we go. Eon Shatter, so he's gonna jump, but I think at this point you can just rip and DPS him. But we still gotta try and soak as much as possible, and that's done. So that is Chronikar, the first boss. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do leave comments and questions for me at the bottom. Okay, I might not be able to answer them all, but I'll do my best to do so. If you like more of these videos, do subscribe, like, and share my videos to people you know or people who you think may benefit from this video. Okay, thank you very much.